Yes, mates, how's it going? My name's Lee. So today's video is all about my transfer watch list going into game week 2. There's a total of 6 players and at least 1 player for each position. So stick around to see who's caught my eye this week. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. It's just a little click down below. Anyway, let's rock and roll. Alright mate, so first up we've got Bob Sanchez in goal. Now Kepa has gone to Madrid, he becomes such a good option at 4.5 million. I'm not saying you need to go out and buy a goalkeeper, but I really like Sanchez as a goalkeeping option. Playing for Chelsea, being the number 1. Look at those fixtures: West Ham away, Luton at home, Forest at home, Bournemouth away, even Villa at home. Hopefully by that point, Pochettino's got them working, all the cogs are turning and they're just keeping clean sheets. The only downside is, if you're someone like me who's already got Chilwell, already got Colwill, do you really want to triple up on Chelsea defence when you might want something like a Mudryk, or you might want to take a chance on something like a Jackson? But for a 4.5 million goalkeeper, I think this is someone who's definitely going to be on wildcards, and like especially if we're hitting game week 5, game week 6, I think he's going to be top of the list. If you can maybe get ahead of that, I think I'm all for it. So he started the last game and he was expected to concede 1.28 goals, but he only conceded 1. So he did pretty well there. And he's predicted to get 23.8 points over those 6 games. I think it's a decent option. I've given him a grade A. If you need a goalkeeper for whatever reason, I think it's better to stick right now. But he's definitely on my radar, definitely on my watch list. And if I ever need to change a goalkeeper, this might be the man. From one Chelsea boy to another, Reece James. 5.5 million defender, owned by 18.2% of the game so far. Starting the last game, he came off early. People thought it was an injury. It's not. Like, he came off kind of smiling, joking and laughing. He will be fine for the upcoming weeks for now. We know he's injury prone. We know he's got that injury record. Something to be aware of. It might not be a case of diving in right now for game week 2, but so tempted for game week 3 and beyond. For a player who's so attacking from that right wing back position, who's potentially on penalties, like other set pieces as well. Like it's just so tempting to go for someone like Reece James, who's so dominant, so powerful, so explosive from that right wing back position. And if he was on penalties, he's just a game breaker. But it's the same issue for Sanchez for me. If you like me with someone with Chilwell and Colwill, do you really want to go triple Chelsea defence when they've got decent options up front as well? Not sure it's something I'm going to weigh up at the time. Definitely on my radar. He's on a lot of people's radar, and you can see why. He's an absolute beast. I look at his stats, like even in the brief period he played, like he still racked up an unexpected assist of 0.82. Crazy, and he's predicted to get 23.3 points over those 6 games. That's taken into account that he might not play all the minutes, but the fitter he gets, the stronger he gets, he's going to play more minutes, and expect those predicted points, AI and all these models to start creeping up in predicted points for Reece James. Keep an eye on him. The first midfielder on the list is James Maddison. No surprises here. He had a great debut. We all knew he was going to play well. I've seen a lot of people going for Richarlison. I always felt Maddison was the better option, with or without Kane. I think as soon as Kane went, he became the talisman. With Kane, he's got a great number 9 to aim at. 7.5 million midfielder, owned by 12.7%. I expect this to rise pretty quick after Man United in game week 2. Look at that run between game 3 and game week 5. Bournemouth, Burnley and Sheffield United. Really, really good games. I expect him to absolutely dominate in those games. Has got his own injury record and his own kind of injury concerns. You just need to kind of roll with it and kind of go with it from there. Got 9 points in his 1 start for Spurs so far. He had an expected assist of 0.6 and he got 2 assists. I give him a grade A. I think he's a great buy, even for the Man United game. I watched him against Wolves overnight and we were just an absolute mess. Like, I don't know what Casemiro's doing. We just pushed so far up. Like, all Maddison needs to do is get on the half turn. And he's gonna run absolute havoc against us. Like, I'm a little bit worried about not owning him for this week. And if you've got any kind of messes and fires you need to put out on midfield, I think Maddison is a great pickup. I mean, like, look at his predicted points, 31.4. Crazy. He's just unbelievable player. I just see him being almost talismanic for Spurs this season. Onto the second midfielder who's caught my attention. None other than Moussa Diaby. He's on a lot of people's radar right now. 6.5 million midfielder, owned by 7.5% of the game so far. He got a goal in his first start for Villa in the league. And look at his little run there between game week 2 and game week 5. I know he's got Liverpool there, but he's got some really nice fixtures in and around that, and he's almost playing like a number 9, like really far up with Watkins. Really greedy, really quick, good left foot, really good player. Like everything we expected him to be, he's just come to fruition. I won't give him a grade B just because he has got a couple of tough games in there with the Liverpool, Chelsea, and Brighton. I think it's one of those you probably need to start with him rather than getting him right now. Like if you can get any midfielder, I'd rather go to someone like a Maddison personally, but if you can't quite get to Maddison, I think Diaby is a great option till game week 5, especially if you are planning a wild card around game week 6 or 7 anyway. Predicted to get 27.2 points across that period of those 6 games. I think it's a great pickup. I think at some point in the season we will own both Watkins and Diaby. Is now the time. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you're thinking of bringing in Moussa Diaby this week. The first forward who's caught my attention and he's now on my transfer watch list is Wissa from Brentford. He's a 6 million forward, owned by 5.7% of the game so far. In his one start of the season so far, he's got 9 points with 1 goal from an XG of 0.34. He's also got an XA of 0.17. Really great option. Like you saw Brentford playing a back 5 with 2 split forwards of Wissa and Mbeumo. I think they're both great options. I actually think he's a better option than Mbeumo. It's cheaper than Mbeumo, and I think he's more guaranteed of playing that main number 9 up front. There will be times in the season where Mbeumo drifts out wide. And if you look at those fixtures as well, Fulham, Palace, Bournemouth, even Newcastle away, I think Brentford are going to be a competent side with or without Tony this season. And I think they'll be able to put up a game against Newcastle in game week 5, followed by Everton and Forest. I think he's a great pickup at any point. If you've got someone like a Watkins and you want to downgrade and you want to transfer some money around, I think going someone like a Wissa is a great bet. I'm not sure how many goals he's going to get, but he is predicted to get 25.2 points over the period of those 6 games, and I think he's a great pickup. I've graded him a B+. I think he's borderline A. That's how good I think he is. When Tony was in the team last season, when he plays, he scores and he gets chances and he gets big chances. Brentford create very, very big XG chances, and if he's the main number 9, he's going to be on the end of them. Great pickup. If you need a striker, this might be your man. The last player who's been added to my transfer watch list is Man City forward Julian Alvarez. 6.5 million, owned by 5.2%. And the sole reason he's on the watch list is because of KDB's injury news. He's out for 4 months. Is Alvarez going to be the man to step up and take KDB's position? I'm not so convinced right now. I think they'll get a pass down to the likes of Foden and Bernardo and Kovacic and whoever else they decide to bring in. They've been linked with the likes of Paqueta. Or is he going to come in and take KDB's minutes now that he's out injured? If it is Alvarez, he is a game breaker. Like straight up, like watch that Newcastle game, watch the Super Cup. If it looks like he's going to be the main man in that attacking mid position, that KDB position, this might be a guy. He's predicted to get 19.8 points over those 8 games. That include Newcastle, Sheffield United, Fulham, West Ham, Forest, Wolves. Great run of fixtures for Man City. And that's assuming that he's only going to play 50 to 60 minutes in those games, and he might do. But with KDB going out, that could easily be 80 minutes, and that could easily go up to 30, 35 predicted points instead. So definitely one to keep an eye on. He started for Man City in the last game, got 5 points. He had an XG of 0.18 and an expected assist of 0.27, actually getting 1 assist. Same again, I've given him a grade B. I just want to watch him for a little bit longer, see what Man City do in the transfer market, and whether that becomes for game week 2 or after that point. I feel like there's so many get-on points for Man City that you don't always need to rush it. With that pep roulette, it can be a little bit scary of which one to actually choose. And with me already having the likes of Haaland and Foden, I really want to add another player who's taken up budget that's going to be affected by this pep roulette. Not sure. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you're thinking of bringing in the Argentinian World Cup winner. Right, mates, that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. So there are 6 players that have caught my attention from game week 1, and that are definitely on my transfer watch list, either to bring in for this week or the upcoming weeks. Have I missed anybody out? Is anybody in your watch list that you're considering? Leave a comment down below. Let me know who you're considering. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, tell your mum, tell your postman, tell your dog. Do all that stuff and then subscribe. Tell them to subscribe as well. Anyway, Have a good day. Peace and love.